We all must be more aggressive than ever in getting the facts out to viewers and go into every interview armed with facts, but also be ready to fight back and get into those clips. His lies must be met with facts, and lies must be run over and not allowed on decent broadcasts that represent journalism. His insults must be answered with the truth that he does not want to hear. And his cabinet's efforts to blur reality must be knocked down at every turn. The lies and we don't need to light our hair on fire, but we have to protect the truth. The lies and insults toward the free press must be answered. If we fail, we will be no better than the broadcast network and cable channels that act like the Pillow Channel, like nothing more than state-run mouthpieces. And that's the fight here. I mean, it's hard. I'm not saying, oh, this is simple and that was done wrong. I actually think Kristen Welker did everything she could do in that moment. But we've seen this now many times over. Caitlin Collins and other reporters just, we show this display and this performance the president puts on. And in that performance is many, many lies. And it's something he, again, always explains to people, Michael, what he's going to do. Yeah. I'm going to exact retribution on my rivals, on the people I don't like. I'm going to have mass deportation. Like, believe him. Yeah. He's doing this to the press. How do you think an interview where the president just explodes like this doesn't look okay and becomes unhinged, but also starts doing this sort of rolling list of lies? How does one handle it? Because I don't think the interview continues. I wouldn't. I've kicked people off this show for lying. Yeah. Literally asked them to get up and leave because I don't want lies on our broadcast. Joe hung up on him and said, if you're going to continue to lie, I'm hanging up. And he hung up and went to break. Yep. What's another option?
That's the best option. But, Mika, this to me has been the core of the problem since he came down that escalator in 2015. The objective, mainstream, traditional media in our country, in the West, is not prepared to say simply, that's not true.
And stop right there. Yeah. I can't go on. That's not true. We can't let you lie on. You have to understand that if you're going to lie, and you're going to let this lie live in this interview will not continue because you allow the lie to live.
But that's just not how journalism has worked. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that's just not how journalism has worked. If a reporter is on Capitol Hill and a Republican says this about a bill and a Democrat says that about a bill, they report both sides, and that seems fair. But if somebody's saying, the sky is green and the grass is blue, as opposed to the grass is green and the sky is blue, reporting both sides of that argument is ridiculous because somebody's just lying. And so that's what they've done with Trump, and it has normalized Trump. It's gotten a little bit better. I did notice this morning the New York Times story on the Welker interview did say the blunt sentence, that's not true, about his saying, I never said we're going to war. So it's gotten a little bit better, but it's been bad for more than a decade. Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
I agree. We were wholly unprepared for Trump to show up in 2015. Yeah. The media was completely caught off guard. We have improved. We've gotten better. We call things out. It's say this is not true. That's a lie. When he says something that's racist, we say that's racist, not just racially charged. Like the media has gotten better at this. But Mika, it's also reflective, as we turn towards our next guest in a second, also that it's reflective of how we're realizing the American media, but also, frankly, the American institutions, the American democracy, it's based on norms. It's based on this sort of implicit, unspoken agreement that we're all sort of in this together. And yes, we disagree on the edges. Sometimes we disagree on fundamental things, but we're all trying to move towards the same direction, preserve our country, preserve our democracy. And when we can't agree on the same set of facts, when it seems like in this case, we sometimes have someone who doesn't have the same set of goals, who's looking to blow the whole thing up, we do seem unprepared, that those norms and customs, that implicit handshake agreement, maybe isn't strong enough.
Right. And as we get to our next guest, I think when you say the grass is, if the president says the grass is blue and you go on to another topic, aren't you tacitly normalizing that lie? I would stay at the lie. Right. And say, I'm not continuing this interview until we discuss the fact that you're lying right now. Can't do it, because then I'd be normalizing your lie. We have to figure this out.